Your Money Matters CEO of Landmark Capital, exclusively on Your Money Monday at Kevin McCullough Radio.
There is no more NAFTA. There's USMCA. So rest in peace, NAFTA.
Well, okay. Wilbur Ross, he may be a little slow of tongue, but he's not at all unclear about what he means. Anyway, welcome to Monday. Big Money Day. Lots of stuff talking about what's going on in the markets and in the global trade picture and so forth. And David Fischer's back with us, as always, from Landmark Capital. Glad to talk about your money on this day. David, always good to have you. I was very struck by how Twitter was responding to the trade agreement this morning, because all the anti-tariff people were like, well, this doesn't mean that anything actually worked. And I think that you have to give at least a little bit of Jedi mind credit to Donald Trump, because in the 11th hour, at the 59th minute and the 59th second, the Canadians said, I guess we do want trade with Mexico and the U.S., and so they jumped all in. Your take on how this went down today?
Well, sometimes pressure is the mother of all trade, so to speak, and it worked again. And yes, on the 11th hour, the last minute, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau actually said, quote, "It's a good deal for Canada." So it said, quote, "It's a good day for Canada." Canada has provided the agreement that they're going to open up U.S. dairy farmers access to 3.5% of its approximately $16 billion domestic dairy market. Now, before they had no access and 290% tariffs on U.S. products with dairy, which now 3.5%, step in the right direction, is not being assigned in tariffs, and we're talking yogurt, milk,
Sure.
cheeses, things like that. So it's a good day for the U.S. dairy farmers to broaden their product north of us.
Well, and this was one of those areas that, farmers have been taking it a little bit harder than everybody else on the tariff thing, particularly the grain farmers with the Chinese markets. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, it seems like he picks these countries off one by one. So, you know, he says, okay, no NAFTA, but Mexico, let's you and I talk. And then that deal gets done, and he goes, okay, Canada, what do you want to do? You want to be in? You want to be out? You want to sit outside the circle? Okay, I guess you can sit over there. Anyway, what do you think is going to be the impact of this on the other discussions that are underway with China, with the EU, with wherever?
Well, there's not a whole lot of discussion with China and the EU towards America. In fact, they're more throwing mud in our face than anything. Unfortunately, the EU last week announced at the UN what you call a special purpose vehicle, SPV, in essence a deal that they are going to sidetrack the U.S. sanctions on Iran. So they're blatantly throwing mud in President Trump's face and going against that. They're signing still something they call the Joint Comprehension Plan of Action, which means something that they agreed upon decades ago. They're going to still adhere to, but so they assign this little clause that allows them to shift away from the U.S. problems that they feel are putting on their country, or they're grouping the EU. And now this allows European companies and allies to directly actually do business with Iran. And this is going to cause more problems, I think, than anything. And the diplomats of EU are said, quote, "We're not going to be bullied by the extraterritorial interference anymore." So rhetoric is rising from the EU. China's totally backed away. Their delegates were supposed to meet, and they're not even now at the negotiating table anymore.
Yeah. How does this all impact the global market, specifically gold?
Well, gold was down because the dollar is up. It reached an intraday trading high, huge, and emerging markets are hurting. So when they hurt, they got to go to a market that's winning, and that's the U.S. market. So money gets transferred out of foreign markets, or what you call emerging markets, towards our markets. And so this just impacts the dollar in its rise, which causes gold to go down. But there is some good silver lining behind gold, so to speak. Commerce Bank, huge bank in the world, just came out and announced $1,300 gold by the end of the year. So even though there's a pullback just a little bit, a couple bucks in gold, there's some that are calling it for really high numbers this year. I don't know if I believe that $1,300 number because I'm conservative, but I think we're going to see higher than we are right now.
All right, friends, if you would like to know more about how all of this is working, you need to be getting the Landmark Capital newsletter. Back to the Future, Haven't We Learned the Obvious is the newest one that is just out this week. It's got interesting facts about trade, tariffs, China, U.S., all of these things, how they work together. And is there a wild card up the sleeve of one of these countries involved? You'll find out more when you get the newsletter. By the way, you can get that included when you request your free financial survival guide for 2018. It's been updated. It has lots of new information in it. There's new white papers and new other details in there. And when you request it, you get registered for our next gold giveaway. It's a 1-ounce, beautiful $20 1-ounce St. Gaudens gold coin that ties together trade, the Panama Canal's opening, the San Francisco Mint where that canal was celebrated, and the mint where it was where the coin was minted. And David, this is a nice. This is an investor-grade coin that you're giving away on December 9th, and its value is really beautiful because it's not been circulated like a lot of other coins have been.
First time we've ever given away in a contest a not-circulated coin. And by the way, there's also a contest going within the contest that I'm just announcing right now. If you go to my website, read the newsletter, you'll be surprised. There's something that's a giveaway there, too. I'm not going to give it out.
Whoa. You got to go to the website and figure out how to win within the win. This is cool. Landmark Capital, the website, landmarkgold.com. That's where you go, landmarkgold.com. You can register for the contest for the gold coin also on our radio station's websites as well. But go and see what David's talking about there. I like that. Landmarkgold.com. You can also call them 844-604-2575, 844-604-2575. And David, historic day today. Thanks for the analysis.
Absolutely.
All right, landmarkgold.com or 844-604-2575. Final thoughts with Kevin McCullough coming up next.
It's no surprise that pastors trust and constantly recommend Dan Buttafuoco's office to personal injury victims.
Pastor Larry, a really wonderful human being, has a really great church, and his main focus is feeding the homeless. Pastor Larry was walking from the church one day, and he was in the crosswalk when he was hit by a school bus, very badly injured. The school bus driver claimed he was only doing 3 miles an hour, but we knew from the fact that the Freightliner logo was imprinted on his arm that could not possibly be the case. So we were able to prove that the bus was going much faster. The case settled for close to $5 million after the initial offer was $200,000.
What makes Buttafuoco and Associates different is they serve their clients beyond the case. They help accident victims rebuild their lives. For a free evaluation of your case, call 1-800-NOW-HURT. 1-800-669-4878. That's 1-800-669-4878.
Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It's a great product. And the one thing I like about it the most is that when you open the bottles, you can smell like the scent of the fruits and veggies. It's no genius thing to it. It's really just fruits and veggies, which everyone needs. And you guys kind of put it in a way where you can take it easy and you can get it, and it's natural, and that's what I like about it. You know, I like the product, and I've taken it, and it's definitely made me feel a lot better. You know, I'm a healthy person to begin with, but it's definitely good prevention, and it's definitely gives me energy, and I feel like it's a natural thing. I like it. I really do.
For a limited time, use discount code THEMISSION to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Again, use discount code THEMISSION.
Don't miss free breakfast and networking at the Salem Business Breakfast on October 11th at the Wanacue Academic Center. Join Joe Piscopo for a radio broadcast and hear a panel discussion on building relationships featuring Mitch Modell of Modell Sporting Goods. Get free tickets at am570themission.com.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster.
what you need to know when you need it. It's Kevin McCullough Radio.
It does no good to have an investigation that just gives us more cover, for example. We actually need to find out what we can find out. And we have to realize that we may not be able to find out everything that happened.
Well, you know why we may not find out everything that happened is because the primary witness in the case of the Kavanaugh case is what that Senator Jeff Flake's talking about. My colleague Mike Gallagher is giving me a hard time because he wants me to be super nice and all kissy face and like, we need to love and handle Jeff Flake with kid gloves. No, we don't. I'd love him to vote for the right thing. But you know who's more likely to? Joe Manchin in West Virginia, Heidi Heitkamp, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins. You know why? Women in all four of those states are right now overwhelmingly backing Judge Kavanaugh. Claire McCaskill in Missouri is another one, and she's already announced that she's voting against him. Well, she's now down 58-28 with women because of that. Women want Judge Kavanaugh on the court, at least in these red states. And so I still hold to my number. I think we're going to get about 52 votes, 53, somewhere in there. And I don't really care if Jeff Flake votes with us or not. I'd love for him to. But, Murkowski and Collins have committee assignments and seniority and all kinds of things that Mitch McConnell can hold over them that nobody could hold over anybody in the Senate Judiciary Committee. Cocaine Mitch is on the job now, friends. And you want to see a hammer. You thought Grassley was tough in the judiciary. You wait till McConnell gets done with these negotiations. By the way, I called this last Friday, called it out on social media all day Saturday, even some on Sunday. But liberal heads were blowing up when I was saying it. I said, the FBI investigation is going to be nearly completed by the time the work week rolls around. And President Trump confirmed that earlier today. He goes, they've been working around the clock since Friday. That they've not taken an hour off. The investigation has been pressing full steam ahead. Well, now there's reports all over Washington confirming what my hunch told me from the beginning, that here 4 days in, they may be a day or two away from completing one of the most extensive investigations they've ever done with all the witnesses and all the things. But you've got sources telling Dana Bash, telling Chad Pergram, telling Katie Pavlich at townhall.com, telling me that the FBI is confident and they are efficient and they are getting this done. Wait till the report comes out, friends. There's going to be exculpatory evidence that aids Kavanaugh at the end of this. This investigation is going to have done more to help him than hurt him. And you'll remember I told you about it first. Kevin McCullough Radio. We'll see you next time.